An interesting look from space now at Hurricane Laura. I want to share that with you once again. A NOAA satellite was able to capture the lightning from the storm. You can see it flickering there on your screen. The hurricane continues to strengthen, of course, as it continues to make its path towards Texas and the Louisiana coastline. Chief Meteorologist Scott Padgett joining us once again. We know about the wind and the rain from a hurricane, Scott, but that satellite image and the lightning burst, that adds another perspective to this.
Oh, it really does, because we all have all the thunderstorms that are feeding into that. And right around that center of circulation, when we have those storms really come together, that indicates the hurricane is continuing to strengthen. We have some lightning showing up on our local radar right now, east sides of Denton County, Colony County, even in parts of Dallas County. Because of the tropical moisture in place, we're starting to see some thunderstorms developing. Meteorologist Aaron Moran will have more on our local forecast coming up. But let's get right to our visible satellite, and you're able to see that this is really expansive. The center of circulation very well defined now. When you can see down to the ocean surface from the hurricane, you can see from this all the way down to the surface, that indicates a very strong hurricane. Already those outer bands making their way onshore. As we take a look at the radar right now, seeing some of the outer bands pushing through parts of Louisiana, even down through parts of Houston, the Woodlands area. That center of circulation is about 180 miles southeast of Beaumont, 155 miles south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. I misspoke a little bit earlier. It actually has gained strength. It's up to 145 miles per hour now, and that center has slowed down. It's moving to the northwest at 15, and right now the pressure is 947 millibars. If you like to track that and write it down, as we're going to be tracking Laura. The track is going to be to the northwest and turning northerly, but by late tonight into tomorrow morning, intensifying again, possibly up to 150 miles per hour sustained near that center of circulation. That's a very strong Category 4 hurricane right on the border of southeast Texas and southwest sides of Louisiana. Port Arthur area, Lake Charles, also right in the path of this storm. Will remain a hurricane through most of tomorrow, then downgrading into tomorrow afternoon to a tropical depression, tropical storm that is making its way off towards the northeast. Still is a tropical storm through Friday, and then a tropical depression by Friday afternoon, making its way through parts of the Ohio River Valley. So why is Laura going right towards the border of Texas and Louisiana? It's because of this area of high pressure over the southeast U.S. Remember, hurricanes don't just kind of steer themselves. They have to ride along an upper level pattern. And you can see on the west sides of this area of high pressure, it's riding right on that. And then we also have a little bit of a trough out towards our west. So in between these two, it finds the weakness in the upper level pattern. And that's why it's making its way off towards the northwest. Talked about the storm surge potential. There are storm surge warnings in effect, and even storm surge warnings 30 miles inland because of Laura. And because of that, we have the potential of some devastation, just deadly storm surge happening. Not every single spot is going to be seeing the same amount of storm surge, but near the center, possibly 9 to 13 feet. These numbers can change as we see an update in the status there of the hurricane. So we'll continue to watch this. That's why there are hurricane warnings remaining in effect, and that does include parts of southeast sides of Texas, west sides of Louisiana. As we're watching this, and we've been watching these, really not change too much. Looking at the gusts right now, Beaumont 17 mile per hour wind gusts, but the forecasted wind gusts showing that going into tonight, gusts up to 80, near 90 miles per hour or higher, as it looks like right around about 1 to 2 in the morning. Laura's going to be making landfall. So we've already seen some storms here in North Texas. For more on our local forecast and if we'll see any more rain, let's bring in meteorologist Aaron Moran. Aaron.
So we've already got this tropical moisture just kind of sitting here in North Texas. It's only going to increase over the next 24 hours as we wait for landfall. So we've had a few stronger storms, particularly noticing this in Denton and Collin counties and stretching up towards Sherman, just to the west of Sherman as well. Also, we've been monitoring a few storms just to the north of Paris over the last 30 to 45 minutes, 50 to 55 mile an hour wind gusts possible. But these storms have been moving to the northwest at about 15 miles an hour. But we're still going to see more rain from the outer bands of Laura as she approaches the southeast Texas, southwest Louisiana coastline. So the farther east you are of I-35, the better chance you're going to have of seeing rain between tonight and tomorrow. That 80% chance is really going to be into East Texas, and that's where the heaviest rain is going to be. We're talking about picking up trace amounts to maybe a ½ inch of rain for places like Bonham and closer to Sherman as well. Once we get to the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, things heat up very quickly. We've got the low 100s forecast. We may even be talking about heat advisory criteria for Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday as well. Ken?
All right, Aaron, thank you very much.